Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interwebs. This is a very undead ReNDoG coming at you in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, baby. Hope you are getting ready for some awesomeness on Halloween in a couple of days' time. I'm ready for Halloween, man. I have changed my skin into an undead version of the ReNDoG, and that's because last night I participated in an amazing event on my fan server called Spooktober, which was put together by a whole bunch of Cyberdogs, and I was hanging out on my server with a bunch of peeps, man. We had so much fun in this event, and we are all ready for Halloween on the Cyberdog Nation fan server, baby. Hey, by the way, I have a fan server. It is server.dogcraft.net, Minecraft 1.12, 100% free to join if you're looking for a brand new Minecraft world to live in. Come and check it out, guys. I'll stick a link in the description box below. Anyway, welcome back to the Nether board, my friends. We have got a lot of stuff to do today. I am super excited. Last time we were together, we were covering Iskal's side of the island, and it is looking absolutely amazing. We managed to increase the efficiency of the Mooshroom Island. Something fierce, baby. And we are getting steak out the wazoo now. I'm also very excited to announce, for those of you guys who have been watching Xisumavoid series, Xisuma finished our storage facility in the Doomsmelter, and today we're going to be putting it to the test. Let's actually see if it works properly. Oh man, I'm so excited to get down there to have a look at what is cracking. Can't wait to see what X did for us. But before we get to that, guys, I want to have a little bit of a chat with some of you. In the previous episode's comments, I saw a lot of people sending a little bit of hate in the direction of the Iskal. Some of you guys were saying, Ren, this is ridiculous. You shouldn't have covered his side of the island. Iskal should have covered his side of the island. What the jazz? You're not his slave. Blah, 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 etc., etc. The truth is, everybody, I actually owed Iskal a massive favor, which is why I covered the side of the island. You see, I don't know if I've showed you guys this on camera yet, but Iskal made something for him and I that I have been using pretty much every single day, and it must have taken him just as long as it took me to cover his side of the island. What Iskal has done here in the Nether is set up a way for him and I to easily get experience, which means we can easily repair our items and whatnot. Let me see if I can actually get up there. There we go. All the way up here in the fog is a giant pigman spawner farm, okay? And this is an absolutely amazing thing that Iskal built. Take a look at this. You take a snowball, right? And you throw it at one of these pigmen, and it's going to trigger all of them to try and attack you. Boom! Hit him right in the special bits. Get wrecked, pigman. But check it this. All of these pigmen are going to head over here. They land on a cactus. They die. And this is how I have been repairing all of my tools and all of my armor for, well, the last few months or so. And as you guys can see, this must have taken Iskal an absolute century to put together. This is an XP farm that I myself could never actually build. And I'm very, very grateful for this, because this stops me having to go all the way to the Ender, which I'm not a particularly big fan of, as you guys know. The last time I went to the Ender, I freaking died. Do you guys remember that? So I owed Iskal a massive favor for putting this together. And I thought covering his side of the island, getting all of those resources together to do that, would be a perfect way to pay back my beautiful Swedish potato. So no hate for the Swede, okay, my friends? We have got a good thing going on, me and Iskal, and whenever I do something for him, he does something for me, and vice versa. And yeah, that's how we do here on the Hermitcraft server. Anyway, I'm going to repair up all of my stuff over here, guys. Then let's head over to the Doomsmelter and put Xisumavoid's storage system to the test. It better work, Xisuma, or well, nothing's gonna happen. It just better work, okay? Thanks for your concern, Edna. No, I am not ill. I'm not dying because, well, I'm already dead. I'm just having a little bit of skin problems this week, okay? Everything's gonna be fine. I've seen the doctor. I've got some anti-zombie lotion. And in a few days' time, this infection should clear up. Thanks for the concern, though, Edna. I didn't realize that you loved me so much. Welcome back to the Doomsmelter, everyone. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to put Xisumavoid's brand new storage system to the test. And let's go have a look at what he's actually done. I've not looked at it yet since Xisuma built it, and I'm very curious to see what it looks like. Oh my goodness, this looks absolutely insane. Look at all of this weird stuff going on back here. Oh my goodness, all of this redstone going down. I have no idea what's going on here, guys, honestly. I know I've been doing some redstone this season, but this is another level. I don't really want to look back there. It's kind of hurting my brain. Xisumavoid kind of explained to me what's happening over here, okay? So because the Doomsmelter is creating materials that we need for the Mobilisa Elven City project, Xisuma very cleverly made a design that is filling shulker boxes with the items that we need and popping them into this chest over here. So I think that's how it's working. Once we have smelted down everything that is going to fit inside of a shulker box, I think it gets popped off or something and lands here inside of this chest. And that's going to work for smooth stone, for cracked stone, and for glass. So let's put the whole system to the test. And by the way, today we're going to be working on the interior design of the place, right? It's looking a little bit janky over here. There's freaking diorite everywhere, which is disgusting. I want to get this place looking really nice, right? Xisuma's installed all of the redstone and mechanics, and now we can make the place look snazzy, baby. And that's my plan for today. But first, let's see if this thing is actually working. So here's the input. I got a couple of shulker boxes with the materials that we need. Let's start with some stone brick action. Gonna pump that in here. And if the storage system works the way that we want it to, we should be able to add as many blocks as we want into the system, right? So let's just pump this system full of cobblestone, full of sand, and full of stone bricks. And all of those materials should be heading up the item elevator over here into the Doomsmelter itself. I can see it pumping away over there, so our item loading mechanism is working correctly. And I guess all we got to do now is wait and see what happens, right? Unfortunately, this system is a little bit expensive for me, because basically what this system has done is consumed a lot of my shulker boxes. Because this is a shulker boxes sorting system, I've had to supply all of the shulker boxes, which means, guys, we're going to have to head to the end at some point so that we can get ourselves a few more shulker boxes. Now, what is going on over here? I'm not entirely sure. I think this is where charcoal arrives if we smelt down logs for fuel of the Doomsmelter. But for now, I think we should probably just let this tick away and see what happens in a while. When we hear these pistons trigger, I guess that's going to tell us, okay, everything is ready and we've got enough resources in these shulker boxes. Okay, I'm super excited. Let's leave that be. Now, it looks like Xisuma's left us a little present around here. Very nice. Let's just clean up some of these chests over here. And guys, I've got a really sweet idea for the interior of this beautiful Doomsmelter. Let's just start moving stuff out of the way, and I'm going to try and explain what's happening in here. Because Xisuma's made us such a beautifully compacted storage system over here, we don't need to have like a massive room, right? But I do want to have a room that kind of looks like the interior of a computer, because this is by far the most complicated circuitry component that we've added to the Nether board in the season so far, right? Like, the Doomsmelter is insane. It's got item deliveries, it's got auto smelting, it now has auto sorting, which is amazing. And I'm thinking, if we can make the interior of this bad boy look like, I don't know, like what the inside of a CPU or something might look like, right? I think that's going to be absolutely snazzy. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to be able to pull it off, but I'm going to give it a good go, baby. I'm going to give it a good go. I want to have a lot of uranium tracers. I want to have like a bunch of really interesting looking cables and stuff, maybe. I don't know. I've got some plans in my mind. So I've got some shulker boxes here with everything that we're going to need. We're going to need magma cubes. We're going to need orange, we're going to need black, because that's what we're cooking with over here. And actually, all of that glass that we're smelting now, I'm going to need to finish this off, because I want to have some really cool windows looking into cool stuff and things, if you know what I'm saying. Oh man, let's get this done, baby. So let's get a couple of these blocks out so we can start working on some foundation ideas over here. I want to identify the very center of the room, which I believe is going to be this block over here. I love what Xisuma's done here with the panes. I think that looks really, really cool. Let's just identify the very middle of this, right? And we've got a beacon cooking right now, so I'm mining away like crazy. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. I want to have a tracer that runs all the way in the front of the storage unit, right? So we want to have some uranium over here, almost like a nice little staircase. I might change all of these blocks to black, maybe, to be more in line with the way that we design tracers on the Nether board. But when we get to this point over here, I'm thinking about doing some like really cool forkage, okay? Bear with me. Here's what I'm thinking. So we have like a main line of uranium that runs like this, right? Then maybe what we do is we do a little bit of something like this. I think it's going to be a little bit tricky to do though, because we're going to have to give ourselves a bit of space. So maybe we go like this, right? So that's going to be a tracer. That's going to be like the first tracer line over here, like this. And then we're going to have a second tracer line that's going to sort of come all the way out here. I think it's probably going to have to give ourselves a little bit of space to make the tracers. Something like that, right? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down over here? I'm not sure if I'm making sense. But if you can imagine these being these beautiful uranium tracer lines, it's kind of going to look like, you know, when you see like circuit boards and stuff where you have the tracers running next to each other in really cool ways. I think that's going to be really sweet. And this is going to be the main line, right? The main tracer line. Let's have a look if we can see the design. Yeah, baby, look at that. That's looking really cool. Maybe what we could do is even do the same thing on the walls over here. So maybe we could have a tracer line that runs all the way to the wall like this. And then maybe there's another one that sort of connects from the center of this one, although there isn't a central point for this. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little bit of experimenting with that. But guys, tell you what. Let me clean up all of this jazz. Have we got any full shulker boxes yet? No, we haven't got any full shulker boxes yet. Let me clean up all this jazz, get it ready for some beautiful nether boardification, and hopefully I can catch one of these things on camera triggering. And yeah, this system is now being put to the test. Let's see what you got, Xisuma. It works! It works, Cyberdiggity dogs. This is absolutely amazing. I've been staring at this for about 40 minutes now, waiting to catch the moment where things trigger. And I just saw this one triggering. Oh man, that is amazing. Look at that. White shulker box filled with stone. Unbelievable. I think the glass one has triggered also. Yeah, there it is. Freaking shulker box filled with glass. Absolutely amazing. While I've been staring at this, I've also kind of figured out what's going on over here, right? We need to keep this system supplied with shulker boxes. I think what we need to do is fill this dispenser with shulker boxes so that it's going to continue to fill up. I think this one's probably still filling up. Is this one triggered yet? No, it hasn't. Okay, so there's a shulker box waiting in there. We haven't got enough cracked stone in the system to trigger this one. But that's amazing. I've also figured out what these side columns are. One of these side columns is for junk. So anything else that we want to smelt is going to end up in one of these side columns. And then the other side column is going to be for charcoal when we smelt down logs to keep the system supplied with fuel. So that is amazing. Oh man, Xisuma, you have outdone yourself with this one. If you guys want to see how Xisuma built this thing, go check out a few episodes ago on his channel. I think it's an Il Mango design, but man, X has done a great job installing this for us. Except for this little bit of a scallium, which I'm not very happy with. Let's clear that infection before it spreads into our freaking Doomsmelter. Yeah, it's looking a little bit more like an orange and black mess rather than the inside of a computer component right now, guys. But don't you worry, the undead ReNDoG has got a plan for the Doomsmelter interior. This place is going to turn out really snazzy. I've been laying down the foundations for the uranium tracers that are going to be making up the floor of the place, and I got quite a lot of work to do here. Just placing down some blocks, placing down a load of uranium, a load of glass, making sure that it all comes together really nicely. I'm really inspired now that I know that the whole system works, and even though it's a little bit slow, it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. It's an AFK auto smelting facility, right? I just want to drop thousands of blocks blocks in here, go away for a while, come back, and have my shulker boxes full of everything that I need for whatever project I'm working on. So I'm very, very happy with how this is turning out. Now, I'm trying to figure out an interesting tracer design for the interior over here. It's kind of looking a little bit messy right now because we don't have the glass installed yet, but what I've got is a couple of lines that sort of branch off a main line, and I would very much like these lines that are coming from the storage section of the Doomsmelter to meet up with this section in the back, and to sort of come up here too, right? I think that's going to look really, really cool. And, you know, just like we have done in the Mooshroom Island, we've got these sort of vertical lines of uranium tracer action, and I think that that is really cool. I want to try get that into more of my components in the Nether board. So, quite a lot of blocks to place over here to get this thing finished. It's going to be kind of easy to do, though, because it's just a matter of filling in all of these spaces. It's nice and symmetrical, so I just have to make sure that I'm following the design pattern as much as I can. I've also worked a little bit on the entrance here. I've widened this section to 3 blocks so that we can have a nice symmetrical uranium path. And yeah, all of this is going to be coming together real snazzy. This project has made me think about the very first computer that I ever built for myself. You know, that's what I do when I play Minecraft, guys. I just chill and I have memories of things that happened to me in the past, either when I was a kid or a few years ago, but this project is bringing back memories of the first ever computer I built. How many of you guys out there have built your own PC? I know there's probably tons of you out there, but let me know in the comments, okay? Have you built your own PC? When was the first time you built your own PC? And did you actually do it properly? My first PC, well, it turned out okay. It actually did work, although I burnt out my first CPU because I didn't put the thermo paste in correctly. But that's not what I remember about my first PC that I ever built. What I remember about my first PC that I ever built is, well, pain. Physical pain. You see, when I first came out to England, I came with pretty much nothing. I came to England with just a few $1,000s in the bank that I'd saved up, and man, I landed at Heathrow with just a couple of suitcases and my guitar, and I ended up sleeping on the floor of my ex-girlfriend's flat for about 2 months while I was trying to get myself a job. That in itself was kind of awkward, but you know, I had nowhere else to stay. I didn't really have any friends here that had moved to England yet. She was the only person that I actually knew in England, so I stayed with her for a while. But one of the first jobs that I ever got, guys, was a job that actually ended up paying me quite well, but also ended up, well, basically damaging my manhood. Is that a good way to put it? I don't know where this story is going, and I'm not sure whether I should tell this story, but you know what? I've started, so let's get on with it, shall we? The first job that I ever had in England was being a ticket tout. And basically what that means is you go out into the streets of London and try sell tickets to shows, right? I was the guy that interrupts you during your evening out on the town to try and sell you cheap tickets to Les Miserables or some other sort of show that is happening in the city, right? When I first came to England, I was very green. I didn't know much about the world. I was just a little South African living on the very end of the planet. I knew nothing about these things. You know, I lived in a fairly comfortable house in South Africa. I had a very comfortable upbringing, so I didn't realize how brutal the world can be until I got this first job. And my very first thing that I wanted to do after I found myself my own flat and found myself a job was get myself a computer, because I've been a gamer my entire life, and when I came to England I had no computer and I was dying, man. I needed a computer in my life. So, I took this job because I found it on the internet, and basically the job title or the job description in the internet was, "Are you charismatic?" I was like, yes. "Do you like working with people?" I was like, yeah, that sounds good. "Do you love London?" I was like, well, I've only been here for a while, but yes, I love London. This is the perfect job for you. And I was sold, man. The propaganda got me. And I phoned the number in the advert and I went for an interview, and I got the job like instantly. The reason I got the job instantly is because being a ticket tout is not exactly the most glamorous job in the world. You see, this is how it works. For every ticket that you sell, you get 10% commission. There is no salary. There is nothing like that. It is literally just commission based. So the more tickets you sell, the more you get paid, baby. And the only way to sell tickets in London as a tout is to literally walk up to people in the streets and ask them if they'd like to buy tickets to whatever show that you're touting, right? How's this looking right now? This is looking pretty good. I think I need to push this wall back though, right? That's, yeah, I've kind of messed this up a little bit. Let's push this whole thing back. Let's get some silk touch in here too. But yeah, I thought this was going to be easy, you know? I mean, I'm a charismatic guy. I can talk to people quite easily, talk to strangers quite easily, no problem. And people are walking around in London, they're looking for things to do, and I'm the man to give them something good to do, right? I'm like a hero, an entertainment hero. You're looking for something to do in London on a Friday night? ReNDoG got your back, son. That's what I thought what would happen. The reality of the situation is that I went for my first night of touting on the streets of London, selling tickets to Les Miserables. Bear in mind, guys, that a ticket to Les Miserables is like £40. So for every ticket that I sold, you know, I was looking to generate about £4 per ticket. So I was in for making quite a bit of cash every single night. If I could sell, you know, 20, 30 tickets, man, I'd be cooking with gas, baby. I'd have loads of money to spend to buy myself a computer. However, it was all just, well, silver lining for a very ignorant little kid who was the ReNDoG. The very first group of people that I approached on that very dark and cold night in London, because I arrived in London in February for the very first time. Absolutely freezing cold, the coldest time of the year in England. I was on the streets of London in the freezing cold trying to sell these tickets. I went to the office to get my batch of tickets, and my boss wished me luck and you know, said to me, "You got this, dude. You know, you got this, man. Sell them tickets, make some bank, baby." And I was ready to go. I took my tickets out into the street of London, and I was standing there trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? Do we just approach people and just ask them if they want to buy tickets? Everybody in London knows how this works, right? You're a tout. Like, it's a normal thing. Everybody knows that there's touts on the streets. So I picked the biggest group that I could find on the streets. I didn't start small. What I should have done is start with a couple of old people or something, right? But no, I decided to start with a group of, I don't know, 25, 26-year-olds. There was about 12 of them, and they were a group of pretty good-looking ladies and some pretty good-looking guys, pretty beefy-looking guys, obviously looking to go clubbing or something in London that night, right? And I sort of basically... It's difficult to explain, but they were walking, you know, minding their own business in London, having a good time, laughing, telling jokes, telling stories, and I literally just jumped in front of them, right? I sort of followed behind them for a couple of meters, and then I just sort of picked up the speed and just hopped in front of them and stopped them in their tracks. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been stopped by a tout, but there is nothing more annoying than walking along in a city, enjoying your evening, and some butthole like me just jumps in front of you, right? And just ruins your night, gets in your way, and tries to sell you some junk. And that's exactly what I ended up doing. And, well, it didn't end the way that I thought it was going to end. In my mind, I was picturing them saying, "Yeah, that sounds amazing. We'll take 10 tickets." And I was going to make bank, baby. I was going to make 40 quid in like a couple of seconds, right? What actually happened was one of those beefy guys that I was telling you about took one look at me, one look at the girls, anger spread across his face, and he kneed me in the unmentionables. He took me down to Chinatown, dudes. He actually went for the bits that you're not supposed to go for. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? And he knocked me to the floor, and the group of them just sort of walked over my body as I lay in the fetal position on the streets of London, hoping to goodness that I could still have children one day. And I got completely and utterly wrecked. Oh man, that was probably the only time in my time in London so far that I've actually wanted to go home. I was just lying there thinking about my mama, thinking about phoning her and asking her to buy me a plane ticket so that I could come back to South Africa. Oh man. Anyway, that was a very bad time, and I was not happy about that, but I learned a very valuable lesson about touting. You got to be very, very particular about who you choose to annoy when you are touting, and I actually did that job for a few weeks and got pretty good at it. In fact, I did well enough to well, buy myself my first computer using the money that I made from touting. Unfortunately, my ex-girlfriend that I was staying with wasn't very happy about this because instead of spending that first amount of money on finding a place to live, for example, I spent it on a computer which was delivered to her house when she was there. She was not very happy about that. Hey, Cub, what's happening, dude? Guys, I have no idea how I messed up the design of the floor so badly in the previous segment. It was such a mess, wasn't it? I think I was probably just thinking about the pain in my unmentionables, man. It was completely messing me up. Anyway, I've finally arrived at the design that I'm happy with. This is what I was going for, right? These uranium traces sort of branching off and going up the wall. I think that looks so cool. I'm loving that. I kind of want to emulate this design all the way around the Doomsmelter storage chamber over here. But that's probably going to take me quite a long time. Maybe we'll do that together in the next episode. Because, yeah, it's time for me to get this video edited and rendered. I've added a couple of depths in here too. The floor was feeling a little bit flat, so I dropped a little layer of uranium down over here, which I think looks really cool. Kind of connects up with a solid orange wall there. That was originally uranium and glass, but I don't know, it was just a little bit too much of this action going on, and I kind of like these sort of panels on the side, and this has also helped to sort of break up the flatness of the floor a little bit, right? Next thing I want to work on, I think, is the roof. I have no idea what I'm going to do about this. I kind of want to get some rivets or something into it. I kind of want to do, I don't know, maybe something like this, right? Where we have a little bit of orange like a so. Maybe we make like an entire orange wall. Maybe the walls of this thing are completely orange like this, right? And then maybe we can have some interesting sort of black concrete brackets running like this, right? So every 2 blocks or so, every 3 blocks. Maybe we have that going all the way along the roof. I don't know. I'm going to figure something out that's going to be sweet, guys. Together, we will do it in the next episode. But yeah, I'm trying to make shorter Hermitcraft episodes at the moment. So I'm going to say goodbye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed the story. And a huge thanks to Xisumavoid for this amazing freaking storage system. It is unbelievable. If you enjoyed the episode, guys, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button because I need all the help I can get. I'm rotting right now. I'm undead, okay? Jeez. Thanks for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out. We'll smell you all in the next episode. Brain.